All right, here we go. Now, I know a lot of people gonna be mad and upset that I did this, and they hating that I did this. But who cares? They been hating since the first time that I did it. I just finally finished it. So, and I didn't finish it today. It has been finished for I'd say a little bit over maybe a month and a half. I was just finding a good day, a good time to actually, you know, make a video of it. So now that I done did that, now I'm just bringing it to the people. And as you can see, yes, some things have changed on it, but, you know, especially the name, you see, which is the Hebrew American National Political Agenda. It even could have been the American Hebrew National Political Agenda. And the gentleman, who have instated where I got this agenda, and this thought, who helped shape this vision, by the man name, which is T West. Y'all see him on Facebook, y'all see him on YouTube, Instagram. I share a lot of his stuff. So I want to make sure that I give him his. And so, as you can see, you see no free labor, because that's what they do. That's what they have tricked us into, especially since they got us as being entertainers now. That's all where we could really make our money is entertaining. So, you know, you got to be see this. Now, prison reform, y'all know I speak on that because that's my main thing with this legal case that I have. So that was my pet peeve right there, because this right here is what ultimately is what we're actually fighting for when we talk about reparations. So this right here is just the agenda of how, we got to go through this and how we got to see it. And if y'all have been paying attention to YouTube, y'all can kind of see the rhythm into which this agenda is about. Now, I don't describe to, well, yes, when you look at a couple of my papers back, with the whole criminal courts of appeals and stuff, yes, I did put Hebrew on there. Yes, I know, that Hebrew Israelite whole thing, but it has been years. And when I say years, I mean it has been years from then until me now, my real understanding of it, so I know we were part of the lost tribe of Israel, and I know he really didn't give us a actual name. That's why he called us the lost tribe of Israel. But to actually understand where he's coming from, and to actually get where we're going or where we're trying to go, you can see a lot of us, our agendas are pretty much the same. The only thing difference is the name into which we are calling ourselves. You got the, what is it, the FBA, then you have, which is Foundational Black Americans, then you have uh, a what is it, African American, you got that. And then you have what is that other one that they come on with? It's so many names that we are calling ourselves, to where we got to actually come together, sit down, and actually figure out exactly what we're supposed to call ourselves. But if you actually honestly think about it, and you think about how we have to accept the consequences of our forefathers' actions, the whole going into when he talks about Deuteronomy and, everything that follows in Deuteronomy, if we would have, took up the 10 Commandments like he asked us, what we supposed to have, and what we would have had, all the blessings and all of that, and it comes back with all the curses. So, you know this is now the agenda, because he's trying to give us our identity back. We're just not coming to the table and saying exactly who and what we want to be. So, that is on the agenda. That is something we have to do as a culture. But, what later on, you're going to figure out that it's not all of us. And his counsel was pretty much the 144. And that's who he was talking to. And that's what a lot of this stuff is mainly about, is his elective, actually coming together and actually doing something and actually making a credible stance and a credible fight for the rest. The rest, their hands will be blessed through the 144. But don't nobody know who the 144 is. And the 144 still hasn't stood up. You still see no signs of them. And why is that? Those are questions that, I can't give you, I can only give you my opinion. I can't give you the actual answer for that. So, with that being said, this is just some intelligence that is speaking here now. So you can see it is digitally, it is physically, and it's on digital now. So now people can actually see it. Yes, it is done. It is done. And it is done to the extent of, I'm going to have a lot of haters. And then I know the fact that they're getting ready to unveil the Antichrist over there in Israel, which they're calling the Messiah. I will drop that video a little bit later on my Facebook page. Man, I wish you could share information from YouTube to Instagram. Man, and I still, but I'm guessing I probably could if I had a computer, but I don't have a computer or a laptop at this moment, so it is what it is. But this is what the 144,000 is supposed to focus in on. And I know a lot of people, oh man, you can't call yourself a Hebrew, you can't call yourself American Hebrew, you can't, because we have these tribal people that has already done claimed this and that has already done did that. If I don't know, that just has to be checked into. But I'm pretty sure somebody will come and tell, let me lace me up after they really see this and after they get a good understanding. Now, it has been a lot of people who have been hating about a lot of the stuff that I have been posting on Facebook and that I have been showing, that I have written, because they feel like, oh, you can't take nothing from the Bible and you can't add nothing from the Bible. Well, I'm not taking nothing from the Bible and I'm not adding nothing from the Bible. I'm just showing you what it is and what it says in the Bible. And if you have a good understanding, like I have a good understanding, then you could clearly see and you could clearly understand where this is going. So y'all have all those pulpit preachers and y'all's bishops and y'all's Jesuitites and all these other people. Now they swear they have been speaking the Bible and they are righteous in their ways of preaching the Bible, but I don't know, because we wouldn't have this whole LGBTQ agenda that has pretty much took over mainstream media. It wouldn't be a lot of censoring of people like me showing you things like this, But if this video, I'm not gonna go into really what I really want to say, because he's going into a tantrum rant and it's also, but no, but I'm just showing you that this is. Because when he was speaking to the 144, when he was speaking to the council, now you can literally see what it is. And as you can see, you know what, I had to do this because this is the Ten Commandments. And then this, if I'm not mistaken, this was mainly about the Ark of the Covenant. The one that is in between here that they're always speaking of when they talk about Exodus 20 and chapter 20, and then they go into 21, and then they start telling you all this other stuff. When you got to look at it, it is that other stuff that they're talking about is just mainly a breakdown of how he viewed those 10 commandments. So at the end of the day, the 10 commandments is what it is. He never changed that. He never took that from Moses. And honestly, what people are going to be shocked about is what I'm about to do, because I don't think they quite got it just yet, but I got it. I see it, and I know it, and I understand. And just like, you have a lot of people that is out here that swing up and down that they know, and that they really, 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 really know this, but yet they have not did it. And this right here is just letting the people know, like, hey, there is a lot of people. This is why he said beware of the Antichrist, and what the Antichrist brings, and what the Antichrist speaks about, and what the Antichrist is showing, because a lot of the stuff that we see, this is what it is. And then the first thing they say is, when people make that quote about Jesus, it says that they hated him first, and that many people have killed for saying his name. But if you notice, if people is paying attention, yes, they have yes, back in the days they have killed behind the saying the name Jesus, but that was to get people to say the name Jesus. But that is not his actual name. His actual name was Yeshua. Now when you go to speak about that, people will curse you. They will be willing to fight you. They will be willing to shoot you behind the name Yeshua. And that is true. And we not even gonna get off into Yahweh, Yahweh, Jehovah, even Jehovah. They'll kill you behind saying Jehovah, and that's with a J. Now some you have that will say Yahovah, and then you have some that say Jehovah. Yeah. So whether Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahshua, well, Yahshua ain't Yahshua is supposed to be quote unquote Jesus. So, but yeah, we have many people that have killed behind that name. You can and you will get killed behind that name. And just what I'm showing you now, once the Antichrist take his place, there's going to be a lot of people selling me out, which, they always have done that. So I don't care. So I'm about that. When time comes, hey, I'm going to handle mines like, I'm supposed to. But what I'm showing y'all is this right here, because this right here is what's going to scare folks, because this is what he told us to do. Honestly, in the breakdown of this, yes, you see that it says this, witness of Robert Phillips upholding the 10 commandments on the Sabbath day, because he told Moses to go on the Sabbath day and talk to the people. It just simply asked them, will you uphold the 10 commandments, or do you deny the 10 commandments? So when I go to my fellow black men, the fellow African Americans, or what the Hebrew Israelite camp say, them Hebrews out there, or what's that gentleman name, with the bushy hair, with the Jerry curl, Al Sharpton, African Americans. When I bring y'all this, it will be on this day, and for those who signed this, I want to say, something might happen to you in your dreams, and something may not happen to you in your dreams. You may deny this, or you may, but all I'm saying is this will be a witness. This is a handwritten witness of the people that is actually out here trying to make a change, a good change within the community. So There is no more lying. There is no more debating about this. And this is what so-called African Americans, and we're not even gonna say so-called African Americans. This is what the church had supposed to have been doing. This is what the church was supposed to be sharing to the people and showing them how to do this. It wasn't about the baptismal, because if he came to fulfill all laws, then what does getting baptized have to do with actually accepting the Ten Commandments? Ah, so that's a question for somebody else. And then here it is. This is the laws and stuff to which we are fighting for and fighting about. But this is also what we need, and this is what also needs to be promoted for his so-called people. We got everybody out of here prophesying, talking about they're from God, and God said this and God said that, but then they what do they have to show? It's always God said this and God said that. But if I'm not mistaken, when God went to Moses, he presented something to Moses, and Moses was supposed to present something to the people. So just talking ain't gonna get it. Put up something, show something. You hear all these people talking about, oh, well, we're Native Americans, and oh, we're Indians, and oh, man, oh, we're Aboriginals. Benjamin was an asshole. We get it. We understand it. Judah was an asshole. We get it and we understand it. Levi was an asshole. We get it and we understand it. That's why them curses landed up on us. So we understand this. So now he's in the lighter days, he has given us the understanding of laws and how they have laws and how we have been made to abide by their laws, but they refuse to abide by their same laws. So the only way that we can get to make them abide by their laws is we standing up and we going after it, and we actually making them abide by their laws. So that's what this is about. And so you get a clear view of certain things. Now this can help the so-called African that are Hebrews but have failed to claim, but they come to the United States. Well, if you look at it, you have American Hebrew, or you could say uh Hebrew American, American Hebrew, Hebrew American, whichever way, that they decide to come together, and we put it together, you see. But then you have the African Hebrews. Now, if y'all understand that, then as a collective, so y'all know y'all are in Africa, y'all know y'all from Africa, so y'all know this is where y'all sit. So this is how y'all can handle that. But this is just some protection laws that y'all could do amongst our peoples while y'all are here. And the reason why I am saying that is because it brings me also to what y'all have as Africa and what y'all are trying to do. And so these is from the African countries, and this is what they were saying. So I just, took a little bit from there, and I'm breaking it down, but I'm bringing it back to y'all to get a clear, good understanding of what's going on. And we could go as far as even to this. Now, they talk about a lot of guns, and they talk about a lot of other stuff that pertains to this, but actually it is a group program, and they want to talk about the whole juvenile stuff, and so you got to go over there and be a mentor to juveniles. But fuck that. You don't have to talk to juveniles. What about the grown folks? What about the grown folks who make an impact on these juveniles? What about them? They're the ones they need to be taught to. They the ones they need to be shown that just because you got a gun don't mean you could just go around shooting up everything, or you supposed to shoot up everything. So it needs to be across the board, not just for juveniles. And then also with that, it could come jobs, it could come the various of things. But one thing that most definitely that can come from this is getting at these judges and these DAs and these polices, putting something in all communities, whether you black or white, whether you African American or American Hebrew or whatever the case may be, where we can actually go and get some type of justice. But they don't want you to look at this like this, because if you look at this like this, then they can they will just totally shut it down. So this is just some things that I put together, and this is just thought for the masses. Whoever sees it, whoever likes it, get at your boy, holla at me, and we could get out here and we can actually push forward. Yes, we have a lot of people talking and speaking and doing all that other stuff on YouTube, Facebook, or whatever the case may be, but none of them has produced anything. None of them is showing anything. All they doing is just talking and screaming and hollering and running off at the mouth, but none of them has produced anything. None of them have pushed anything. Yeah, you got that Mark Charleston White, but he ain't talking about nothing. He was never talking about anything, because he didn't put in the proper work that he was supposed to put in. But as you can see, I'm putting in the proper work. It's just people coming together and actually moving on this. We could put, this is stuff that we could petition for. We could put all of this together, and then so what Farrakhan said, the Million Man March. Well, we could put this together, and we could have a Hebrew march, but we can have a Hebrew gathering, and where we actually sit down and eat all of our steaks on the same day, and actually and actually look at this, actually look at these laws, see what we're looking at, get a clear understanding of what we're looking at. You see? Make this a peace treaty that we will abide by, that we will accept, and then actually, and by doing that, we have put this together, all together as once, as a collective group. And not only that though, but we would have completed the agenda into which he gave us. He didn't give us no agenda. Yes, he did, as you can see it. If you have a common council and you have a council, and he's always talking about the council, Jesus even told Moses to go create a council. So what does that tell you? So now, boom. So we got that. So it's time to stop lying. Put something up or shut up.